So here's a picture that somebody posted off of a post on Reddit here. Are you aware that the maximum level of 120 will be reduced in the future? I.e. level squish. So this isn't like, oh, it will, or are you okay with this or what? This is, are you aware that this shit is already going to happen? This is what Blizzard's saying here. Now, what do I think about this? I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. Like, as I said, I don't want to take suggestions from chat because they don't know what's wrong either. I mean, it's like, whenever you do technical support, I used to do this back whenever I was in high school, right? There's like 8 different things that can be wrong at a time, right? And you have to, like, rule each one out. And I don't want to have to do that on stream right now, okay? Like, it's very frustrating. Fake as fuck. Wait, you guys think it's really fake? What are you guys, retarded? Like, let's look over here. Well, let's see. Is there a survey? Sent several questions relevant on purchasing level boosts in the past. Let's see. We'll scroll all the way down. Like, not everything on the internet's fake. I mean, most things are, and everybody on Twitch is, but, you know, besides that, I mean, no, it could be realistic. I mean, wouldn't be taken very seriously. Let's see. Amount arbitrary numbers. Is there anybody else confirming this? Let me go ahead and double check. Let's see. Opening level 20. Let's see. I'm looking if there's any more people that have had this happen. Let me see what the other questions are here. Level squish will reduce the total number of levels required to access most of the current game content. The new level cap will be dramatically lower than the level cap of 120. How much would you like or dislike a reduction in the total character levels? Wow. Wow. Strongly like, yeah, it's not fake, I filled in today. Oh, listen, I mean, like, I assume this is real. Like, I'm going to bet that this is real, okay? And I'm usually right about this kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes I'm not, but, I just want to say that, like, I was right. Listen, I was right about those clowns and the Naga thing, okay? See, I'm skeptical when I need to be, and not whenever I don't need to be, okay? That's definitely true. It's on Wowhead, was for me for details. Entertainment? Yeah, I don't know, man. Let me go ahead and double check on it, okay? Yeah, I'm skeptical whenever I need to be, and not whenever not all the time, okay? 2 questions, there's already 47%, okay? Well, I mean, yeah, there's probably a lot of questions here. So, the level squish thing. Let me go ahead and go all the way up here. Just filled in a survey that Blizzard sent. Several of the questions revolved around purchasing level boosts in the past, then covered the topic of that level squish is coming in the future, that the level cap will be dramatically lower than the current 120. I know Ian floated the idea during the Q&A, dev Q&A chats, but I haven't realized it was set in stone. I don't know how I feel about it. If they make a remake of the world so we no longer need to level through a lot of it, the old zones and content, that could be a good thing. Here's what I think that they should do, right? Let me go ahead and open up Microsoft Paint, and I'll show you guys what I think that Blizzard should do. Okay. So, let me close this. Yeah, here we go. So, you start at, like, let's say this is levels 1 through 40, right? Then at this point, and this is assuming the max cap is 60. Or let's say, actually, you know what? Let's go, let's erase this. Let's do 1 through 20, just to make it easier. Where's brush? There we go. I don't have the Photoshop keybinds. Okay, so, and then at this point, you can go to, BC, Wrath, or Cataclysm. And this is 20 to... Or you can go to either one of these, right? You can do whatever you want, right? 20 to, let's see, probably like 40, I'd say. 20 to 40. And then after this could go to, what would it be? Mists of Pandaria? Let's see, so Mop. Mop. Oh, no, I mean, like, all these would be combined, right? These would be combined. So you basically go from, like, 20 to 40 in, like, these first expansions. Then the second level would be 3 more expansions. Okay, will be 3 expansions. So let's see, Mop and then Wad. Then after that, you'd have Legion. Legion, right? And so this would be 40 to, I'd say, like, maybe... like 50. 40 to 50. And these are like just random numbers I'm making up, but like this is probably what they're going to do. 40 to 50. And then here, you would go all the way, these would all converge down into BFA, and this would be 50 to 60. Then after that, the next expansion after BFA would be, let's see, question mark, would be 60 to 70. And I think this is what they're going to do. You guys see what I'm saying? Let's go to expansion. Yeah, so this is, yeah, that's Wrath of the Lich Queen right there. As you guys can see, BFA doesn't have that much content. Well, you can just, I mean, you can, it's artificial leveling, right? I mean, like, they can space it out however they want. They can just make things take longer. 60 to 65, they're not going to do a 5-level expansion, man. It doesn't feel good. Like, oh, guys, I'm level 85. Who gives a fuck? Like, you should be level, like, it's 100, like, 90, 80. Like, I don't want to do any more 5-level expansions, okay? It doesn't feel good. Repeat the problem like they do with the stat squishes. Well, what you're basically doing with Blizzard is that they are... It's imagine trying to put out a fire that just keeps burning. And there's nothing that you can really do. This is what I think Blizzard is going to do with the level squish, though. You're going to do 1 to 20, and this is like Old World, right? Azeroth. Then after you get to like... And these are all like just random numbers. But I mean, like, just think about the concept here. Then after you get from 1 to 20... or whatever, then you have the choice of going through like maybe the first 2 or the first 3 expansions, right? Or maybe even you could do like, let's see, BC and Wrath, and then Kata and Mists of Pandaria, and then maybe Legion, and you just completely skip WoD. And BFA will be after that. That's what I'm trying to say. What level do you get mounts? Probably 20. Like after you finish Azeroth questing, you get mounts, or maybe 10. Like, I don't know. I mean, they could just give you a mount from day 1. I mean, who the fuck knows? As soon as you get enough gold for it, you could buy a mount. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that they could handle things. But this is basically the way that I think it. Don't skip WoD because it's the easiest place to level. I agree, dude. It's fucking ridiculous. But anyway, who the fuck cares? I mean, a lot of people care because, like, here's the thing, man, is I want the game to be better than it is now, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to. Like, I want the game to get better. Now, I don't know if it ever will, but I know that something needs to happen to make that happen. Right? Like, one way or another, it needs to happen. And I don't, who doesn't have an heirloom mount? I use it level 1. Well, like WoW right now, like current WoW, is probably the worst new player experience that WoW has ever had. Like, it is the worst experience for new players than we have ever had. There's like 18 different convoluted systems. You've got to go to 4 different websites. Nothing makes sense. Azerite items are not easy to understand. Like in Classic WoW, like let me show you guys a duel in Classic WoW, okay? Nobody's ever seen one of these before, so I want to just go ahead and show it just for an example, okay? Let's duel, well, let's look at my gear first. So here's my gear. Strength, Stamina, Spirit, and Frost Resistance. Now, what does Strength do? It says right there what Strength does. What is Frost Resistance? It says right there what Frost Resistance is. Everything is right here in this exact different place here. You look over here. Strength and Stamina. Strength and Stamina. Plate armor. It makes sense. Everything about this makes sense. It's clear and evident, and it's obvious. So I'm going to duel Drakova here. So let's duel Drakova. Here we go. So I am a warrior. I cast Charge, or he casts Repentance. And then he repents me. He moves over to me. He stuns me. It's very obvious what's happening here. You don't need to be like a genius to figure out how this game is working. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's really the, see, he used a bubble right there. It's very, very obvious how this works. And how's it working? Deleted? Yeah, you got a lot of lucky crits on me here. Yeah, you got 2 really big crits, and I died. But anyway, the point is, right? The point is that it's very, very obvious what's happening. This is everything that happened in that combat log right there. That is everything that happened to me. It's obvious. You see as it happens, the damage in the game is slower, and players understand what's happening to them. In BFA, there's 6 different procs, 3 different ICDs, there's your Azurite traits being activated, there's, you know, some sort of stat squish PvP template soft cap thing happening in the old world, or sorry, for the open world that you don't fully understand. Like, you do a BFA duel, and there's like 15 different things you need to look at. Like, for example, like, if you have never played WoW before, it is going to be relatively easy for you to understand what is going on in Classic WoW. Like, just in a general sense, what is going on. And I think that generally, like, that's something that's good for the game. That's great. And I'm overwhelmed in BFA PvP. Well, it's completely overwhelming. It's massively overwhelming. And I don't know why Blizzard doesn't do something about this. The problem is that there are just so many different effects and things that are trying to interact with each other in the game that it makes it almost impossible for people to understand what the fuck's going on. How are they supposed to know if, like, you know, having 8 damage and, like, this proc rate is better than the other proc rate? And it's so hard for you to make decisions about that stuff at all. First timer level 22 shit is kind of confusing. Yeah, it sure is. BFA is easy as it gets. How can you say this? Because, well, let me see here. BFA is as easy as it gets. Here's the thing. You have been watching my stream. I'm scrolling all the way up. You've been watching my WoW stream since at least 2018, the beginning of 2018. So you've been watching WoW streams for over a year, okay? You understand the game. You play the game a lot, probably. You spend a lot of time consuming content for the game. Of course it's going to be simple and easy for you to understand, because it's what you spend a large amount of your time doing, right? But for people that aren't very experienced with the game, that's whenever it's really going to be a problem. And for a new player, you probably played the game for 5-6 years, man. Like, there's plenty of other people that are just starting up. Like, for a classic player, for a person starting in classic, they will understand the game as it's happening to them.